Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our club coaching series. Today, we have a very special guest, our own regional advisor, Ms. Subbi Mathur. And let me say this first of all. You know, we've been having a lot of these coaching sessions for people that are getting ready for the international speech competition, but I wanted to talk about club coaching for the coaches that we do have, but our guest today, I didn't pick her because she was our regional advisor. I picked her because of her resume. Now, we will have some other international directors and things of that nature, but I wanted to lead off with her. This resume is really impressive. I'm not going to read the whole thing because that would take up the whole hour, but there are some things I do want to highlight. I wanted to talk about her accomplishments in Toastmasters. First of all, Subbi is a distinguished Toastmaster, which means she's a DTM. 6 of them, not one like me, not 2, not 3, but 6. She's the Region 8 advisor, and she's been our advisor since April 1st of 2015. She was the District 58 governor, and she, let's see, formed a successful team of district leaders, resulting in District 58 being distinguished after 5 years. District 58 Public Relations Officer from July 1st, 2014 to March 30th, 2015, and she was also the Public Relations Officer 2008-2009. She was a Lieutenant Governor of Education and Marketing from 2010 to 2011, District 58 Lieutenant Governor of Marketing from 2009, 2010, chartered 9 clubs and nurtured the low membership with able clubs during their tenure. President Distinguished Division Governor from 2007 to 2008, President Distinguished Area 13 Governor from 2006 to 2007, and successful club coach from 2005 to 2006. Now, let me ask you something. You've been a club president, you've been an area governor, a division governor, and a district governor, and you were distinguished in every single position. Is that correct?
Correct.
Wow. So as you can see, this is why I have her. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Ms. Subbi Mathur. Subbi, it's all yours. Take it away.
Joel, I was wondering if you were talking about me or about somebody else. Thank you.
No, that's you. And you know, the one thing I forgot to mention, okay, this past year, well, not this past year, but at the conference in DC, I had the privilege of watching her walk across stage as the only regional advisor that had all, not one, not 2, but all of her districts distinguished. Now, as for, I'm a fact checker type guy. Has that ever happened before?
No, it happened after, I think I was told by somebody they don't have the data, but they said they have not seen it happen in 20 years.
No, I went back when I saw this, like, wow, that's pretty amazing. So I started checking back on the dashboard, and nobody has ever done that before. As far as you can go back on the Toastmasters website, no one has done that before. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't do it. Remember that. All of you did it, including District 68, which was distinguished. I'm very proud of District 68, and I'm very proud to be here to talk to all of you.
Awesome.
So you want me to talk about essentials of club coaching and mentoring?
Yes.
Great. Club coaching and mentoring. If somebody has to ask me which was the most enjoyable position I had in Toastmasters, I would say being a club coach and being a mentor. Why is that? It gives you a lot of leadership potential. It matures you in no time. I became club coach 6 months after I joined the club. Gained experience. My club was very good and I learned a lot of things from them. But that did not prepare me to be a club coach. I was just plunged into it. And then I learned something. I kind of learned in a hurry. That is what I'm going to talk to you about so that you are mentally prepared as to what it is to be a club coach and what it is to be a club mentor. There is no difference in the function that you both are doing, but in positions. First of all, we need to know, when does a club need a club coach or a mentor? And we have to know who qualifies to be a club coach or a mentor, and how can you be an effective club coach or mentor. This is what we are going to deal with today. Club coach and new club mentor, as all of you know, are appointed positions. Club coach appointment is for clubs that have 12 members or less. New club mentor is for guiding a newly chartered club. This you are all aware of. Who appoints the club coaches and new club mentors? Club growth director or district director appoints club coaches upon request from the club president. Remember, the clubs have to request for a club coach. The club growth director cannot interfere and say, you have less than 12 members, so you need a club coach. The club president has to realize that he needs help and ask for a club coach. Club growth director or district director also can appoint the new club sponsors and mentors. Usually they do 2 mentors for club. Why? Because if one person cannot attend the meeting, the other person can back up and attend. Here is the appointment letter that is sent to the TI by the club growth director or the district director. There are other mentors. These are the unsung heroes. These are the volunteer mentors. They actually help clubs with 14 or less members. Because if a club has 14 members, usually we say they don't need club coach. Whereas if they have a mentor, they can actually be helped. And these are volunteer mentors. And what is in there for them? They can use it as high performance leadership project and can get credit for their advanced educational qualifications. And you also have mentors in the form of club retention committee members. And you have area directors. Remember, they are the primary mentors for a club. The clubs are their responsibility. There are division directors who are overall responsible for the clubs in their division. And of course, the club growth director and the program quality director in the top level are responsible for all clubs in their district, for their club membership growth and for club member retention. Why do you want to volunteer as a club coach or a new club mentor? There's a whole lot of benefits that you can gain. I did in my year, and I did twice, and I mentored several clubs. I lose count of it, but that really helped me to mature in my leadership. How does it help? You are sharing expertise. That means you are also gaining expertise from the other people. You are developing team building. You are working constantly with your club team. That means you are working with them and building them up, promoting them and boosting them, their morale, and getting the club up and running. You are also expanding your leadership experience and your proficiency as a facilitator and negotiator is very important. Diplomatic dexterity. You'll be surprised how often you will be called upon to solve conflicts. conflict resolution will become one of your important functions as a club coach, believe me or not. Then you are also going to earn credit to when you successfully complete these assignments, Advanced Leader Silver Award. So what are you doing? In short, you are investing in the future of Toastmasters. Now ask me, why clubs need mentoring? Why do clubs need mentoring? Why do clubs need help? They have the declining in membership, 12 or less. It doesn't happen overnight. It has been happening through the year. Why? The members are quite complacent. They are not excited to do exciting meetings. The guests are never incorporated into the club because the earlier members have formed their own groups and they are not interested in building new member groups. The older members have become autocratic. Very important, this I have seen. Lack of attention from the area directors and district team actually can wilt a club. A newly chartered club has is in worst danger, in great danger actually, of being lost because of poor mentoring. Many of the newly chartered clubs, as you can see, are in trouble. Why is that? Because after the initial 6 months, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I apologize. I forgot to silence my phone.
That's okay.
And so that is what happens. And I've always told there are no paper clubs. People keep saying, especially the trio, there are paper clubs, I want to trim those paper clubs. But they don't think, why did the paper clubs come by? The paper clubs came because of inattention from the area directors to start with, and from the district team who forgot to oversee what the area directors are doing. So the newly chartered club is lost due to poor mentoring. The meetings are not planned well or not at all held. And why do clubs need help? The new members do not have mentors to guide them. Just imagine, you may have 40 members, but if all members do not get the opportunity to speak, what happens? So that is what is happening, because the VP education gives the chance to all the older members, but is not giving the opportunity to the new members. The new members are not given officer positions and they are not trusted to do anything responsible for the club. And they are not educated about the distinguished club plan or anything. And the meetings are held in haphazard fashion or not at all. And the officers are simply not responsible. What does this mean? The members are not happy. What happens when the members are not happy? They don't renew their membership. The membership count goes down. Who gives the first alert? The club members actually are looking everywhere for help, but they don't know who to approach because they don't know the area directors who are absent, and they don't know the trios. They don't go for the officer training, so they are just there. Club officers, the same thing. Club president, who should know something, is just not paying attention. Area director, as I told before, is absent. So these are the first alerts. But if he is a conscientious area director, the area director will bring it to the attention of the district director that a particular club needs help. What are your qualifications to become club coach or mentor? Very simple. It's just common sense. You cannot be member of a struggling club, and you must not be currently familiar with the club or its members, and You must be members of successful clubs and must have held club officer positions, and you must have demonstrated enthusiasm and passion for Toastmasters. Members who are knowledgeable about having quality club. That is very important. So many people talk about quality club, but they don't really know what a quality club means. And you should emphasize the Toastmasters values. What is it? Integrity, respect for each other, service, excellence. So the first steps, what do you take? All right, you have been appointed as a club coach for a certain club or mentor for a new club. What are your first steps? A thoughtful club coach or mentor, what does he do? Very logical. He makes initial contact with the club president and other officers. Use the phone. Don't trust the emails. The emails are usually very misleading and they may not convey to the other person who really you are. So pick up the phone and call them and have a meeting with the officers before you visit the club. Make an appointment. Even make a lunch appointment or a coffee appointment. You don't talk. Let them talk. Get to know their point of view and the challenges they have in fulfilling their obligations. Then you, with their consent, make a date to visit that club. You have to, first of all, remind your club officers when you visit the club about these three things. Club mission, we all know that. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Then comes the district mission. We build new clubs and support all clubs. And what is the Toastmasters International mission? We empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. What is it telling you? The club mission, district mission, Toastmasters International mission, they all say the same thing. Members, members, members. You want members to be empowered. You want members to be happy. So remember the members. And also making the club connection. As I told you, you have to develop a personal rapport with the club members. When you go there, make friends with them and understand where they are coming from. Ask them why they joined Toastmaster clubs. What are their objectives? What do they expect to gain from this club? Gain their trust and support. And importantly, in the second or third meeting, present the Moments of Truth module. If I have to say that Toastmasters has done something with a very great pre-scientific knowledge, that I would say that is the Moments of Truth. That is an excellent module. It actually tells you if the club is doing well, what are their strengths, and more importantly, what are the opportunities they have to improve the club. By the way, don't say what are your defects. Just like in evaluation, say these are the opportunities you have to improve yourselves. You can use the Club Coach troubleshooting guide. I will send it to you guys by email and you can use it. Quality club. What is a quality club? There are 8 components to it. I will say first impressions, very important. How often do you go to a club and the guests are all sitting by themselves and the members are not greeting them, or they are not explaining the agenda as the meeting proceeds, and they are lost. The table topics master does not include them in the table topics, and you are not making them do the counting and all, so they are not involved. And the clubs do not have a guest book, or if you don't have a guest book, at least a piece of paper where they can give the contact information And the name tags, very simple. And definite must is to have a membership packet with membership application form, Toastmaster flyers, and old Toastmaster magazines. It's very easy to have these packets ready. Who makes these packets? Usually the VP membership makes these packets. Professionally conducted meetings. This is very important. The meetings should be there, agenda should be there, and meetings are conducted professionally, respecting people's time. And the guests are invited to participate and comment at the meeting, and the guests are invited to join. Send a thank you note and ask them to come back to you. And that is how they will come back to you. It is just simple. It's as simple as treating guests in your home. Membership orientation. How many of your clubs do a formal induction? I bet that many of the clubs do not know how to do formal induction. Go to Toastmasters website and say induction of new members. There is a format to it. And you can do it according to the format and make a ceremony of it with the new members. And present membership pin and manual, their manuals. You can also make sure that the VP Education assigns a mentor to the new members. This also I find lacking in many of the clubs. This is a very important point because a mentor makes a lot of difference in the life of a Toastmaster. Education programs and recognitions have to be discussed because without which the new members, how will they know what is competent communicator manual, what is competent leadership manual? You have to periodically discuss it. And you have to assess the learning needs for each member. You have to ask them questions. And in fact, there is a questionnaire in the TI website that you can use to assess their learning needs. And speaking roles assigned. Just because they are new members, you cannot coddle them and say, oh, you know, they are shy, they cannot do. No, the mentors can gently nudge them to do their icebreakers and make their beginning. Involve the members in all aspects of club activities. Supposing you have a new member who is very good in computers, you have a future public relation officer. So just remember that. And no cliques. Don't form any cliques with the old members and ignore the new members. Fellowship, variety, and communication. How often do you go to a Toastmasters meeting and it is boring? Because there is no variety. There is no fellowship. The guests are not warmly greeted and they are not made welcome. Enjoyable meetings don't happen spontaneously. Enjoyable meetings are planned ahead of time, and the agendas are planned 1 week ahead and mailed to the members. And the agendas make sure that the live people are there to perform the functions they are supposed to do. And you have to have regularly scheduled social events, very important, so that there is a fun in the club. And you should have meeting themes that are interesting and table topics. You can make table topics very interesting. And the best session of a Toastmasters meeting to me is table topics, where you can spontaneously talk about anything under the sun. That is a wonderful thing that the Toastmasters offers to you. Encourage your members to participate in the contests and in also the officer training. Inter-club events are encouraged. Go to wherever there is an area event or division event or district event. You know why? Because people get to know each other. They can share best practices from each other. Have a club newsletter, website, Facebook page published and regularly updated. All of you can recognize the importance of that. And yet very often it's not done. Program planning. Agenda published in advance. Members know that what responsibility they are going to do and they are ready to carry out the assignments. And make sure that all projects are from the manuals. Very often some members, especially the older members, are guilty of it. They will say, well, I'm presenting this talk, and there is no manual information. How can the evaluator evaluate you if they don't know the objectives of your talk? The meetings should begin and end on time. Respect people's time. So it has to be very punctual. Creative table topics and activities. Positive and helpful evaluations. How often have we heard very harsh evaluations? The members just get discouraged, especially the new ones, and they don't return to the club. And be very aware of the feelings and do the evaluations in a supportive way and not in a degrading manner. The meeting minutes have to be promptly sent to the members. This is the secretary's job. And the secretaries should be functional and not in paper. They have to do their job. The membership strength, the club has to have 20 or more members. Actually, you can emphasize that you can have 30 members. Members are retained. Member retention is a major problem in all the Toastmaster clubs. That is because the membership knows when a club is doing well. The membership knows when they are having fun, and then the members are retained. There should be active membership building programs. Sometimes when the clubs have 20 members, they don't actively seek members. That's a big mistake because by the end of the year, they may go down to 12. Promotion of the club in the community or within its organization. Keep promoting the club. Club programs are varied and exciting, and the Toastmasters and sponsoring the new members that they are recognized, because the new members don't come unless the members bring guests. Like I always say, each one reach one. Each one reach one. That should be the mantra for each club. Achievement recognition. How often the educational awards are submitted to the VP Education and they sleep in the somewhere in the house, in the folders. They are not submitted. No. The award application should be immediately submitted to the world headquarters. In a quality club, they are submitted immediately. And the progress charts, they are very easily available, and you can have them displayed so that the members can actually know where they stand in the education awards. And the membership achievements are formally recognized. Supposing one of the members has got a CC award, present the certificate to him or her in a meeting and with a great ceremony, and that will actually help the members be happy. When supposing a club, district or international leaders are visiting you, recognize them, give importance to them, and give them a speaking opportunity, because you can learn a whole lot from them. And a club or member achievements, they are publicized. The clubs have to use club distinguished club program, because it is helpful for club success planning. And if I ask you how many of you have club success planning, I will not be surprised if the answer is very few. This is a very important thing that forms the foundation for the whole district. The district cannot have a success plan unless each club has a success plan. As club coaches, you should be aware of it and make sure to help the clubs to build a club success plan. Okay, so some of the challenges as club coaches, these are familiar to you guys. Supposing there is the main person who started the club, especially in the corporate clubs, that person has been transferred. The new person comes, wants to start his own thing and wants to ignore what the other person did. You know, you are all familiar with that in the government. So something like that. And there is no support from the current officials, or there is a relocation of the company that sponsored the club. Worse still is closure of that company. Or they don't give you conference room to meet, and lack of membership drive, and only a few members are interested in renewing. What are some of the solutions? Find out who the new decision maker in the company is. Of course, as club coach, you don't go yourself, but you can accompany your club president to meet with a new person, and also make a cold call if necessary. Just to pick up the phone and talk to that person. And you have to do a new demo meeting. Pretend that you are starting a club. So you have to do a demo meeting with the existing members and the new team. That is the administrative team. Invite the officers to come and attend your club meetings. Start an active membership building campaign. And another thing you can do also is, so far probably the club was closed and corporate. You can open the club to public. You can conduct open house. Open house means you actually hold the meeting, advertise in the neighboring libraries, companies, and other organizations, get people to attend, invite the old members that have discontinued coming, ask them to come back and support the club. Get the organization to link to a career development aspects. Very often the Toastmaster clubs stand isolated, whereas they can be linked to a career development aspect of the club membership if you can talk to the human resources authority there. What are the problems unique to college clubs or military clubs? Members are transient, members leaving after a few months, cannot train college students during summer or winter. What are the solutions? Include staff and faculty as members of the club. Area directors train the officers when they are back at school. Contact the professional development division to contact the student officers. And remind the student officers that they can attend club officer training in any district and get credit for having attended a TLI. They don't have to do it in their own district. Action plan. Obviously, when you are club coaches or mentors, you are having an action plan. What is the action plan? You are going to create a quality club if it is not existing. That you don't create, you don't say abacadabra and the quality club comes. No. You have to teach the club. Your duty is that of a mentor and of teacher. You are a teacher. You teach the club how to plan and produce effective club meetings, and make sure the officers know what they are supposed to do by simply reviewing the club leadership handbook. That handbook should be your guideline throughout the year for the club officers to lead their clubs. Make sure that the club has a club success plan. Once you have made sure that the club success plan is in place, focused on a distinguished club plan, that club is going to be successful. Develop a membership building culture. Tell them, bring guests, and each one reach one. This should be the slogan for all the officers and members. And the Vice President for Public Relations should get busy in publicizing the club and its events. And also hold open houses, use the publicity given by the VPPR. Annual membership contest program is there in the TI. Ask the clubs, encourage them to participate in the Talk Up Toastmasters, Smedley Award, Beat the Clock, all this. Keep the members happy. That is the secret of retaining members. Members come back to the club if they are happy. Members come back to the club if they are given opportunities to speak. Members come back to the club if they have the opportunity to get awards, educational awards. Provide continuity in the club because the members are happy, they are learning. If they are learning, they are advancing. If they are advancing, they are promoting the new members and helping each other, mentoring each other. Now, you have developed a quality club because you have assured that there is a strong leadership base. Remember that the whole club is responsible for keeping its members satisfied and involved in the program. And you are the main person involved in doing that. You may motivating them, standing behind them, supporting them. That is what your duty is. Recognizing achievement. As I told you, post member progress charts. Formally recognize members achieving educational awards. Mention their even personal achievements. Supposing a person gets promoted or he makes a big business deal and is recognized in magazine, recognize that and brag about that person in the club newsletter and on the club website. Celebrate club anniversaries. Anniversaries are very important. They don't always have to be big anniversaries. You can celebrate every year. In short, brag about your club. Have the club members conduct the moments of truth. And that way they get educational credit, and also they will help the club identify its own strengths and weaknesses. Because they are doing it themselves, they will have the opportunity to work on the club and take personal responsibility for the workings of the club. And at the next club meeting following that presentation, have a discussion of the strengths and opportunities that they have identified and ask them what steps they are going to take to remedy or to provide the opportunities they are talking about. In short, the club rescue team has these following members: the club officers. Club members are their own rescue team. Club mentors, club coaches, area directors, division directors, district trio. As club coaches or mentors, work with all these people. And when you do that, there is a satisfaction of functioning in a team and helping a club succeed. Create a vision for the club. Have a mental image of what the club members would like to happen in the future, what they want the club to become, because different clubs have different culture. So understand what they want to become. Help the members develop a customized vision for their own club and get their agreement to fulfill that club mission. Guide the club to specific goals to make their vision reality, all the time remembering about the club success plan. Periodically, you should not be very complacent, but reevaluate the club. And they have a form which is called Club Coach Troubleshooting Guide, and use this and compare with your original evaluation and see where there are improvements and which areas still need work. Some of the club's veteran members, this you may face, they may not like what you are doing. They may keep criticizing you. Change is difficult for them. but be peaceful and reassure them that you are not threatening their authority. And also remind them if drastic change was not required, you wouldn't have been needed in the first place. But don't remind them directly, but by your action. A club coach is successful when the club becomes distinguished, because that is the mark that that you have been successful. When this happens, the club coach will receive a certificate and a credit towards Advanced Leader Award. New club mentor is successful when he or she completes 6 months of service to the newly chartered club. I would encourage all of you to do 1 year of service, simply because you don't want to see the club that you have helped go down the drain, which they can do easily if you leave them after 6 months, because they have not picked up that many tricks. Advise at least 1 year of attending. The club president has to certify that the mentor has attended most of the meetings at least the first half of the year of the life of the club. That's one of the requirements. No credit for no show. No show, no credit. So what did I tell you? A club coach or a mentor is committed, organized, attentive, consistent, and hands-on. What are your SMART goals? In short, what I was telling you, get to know your club. Respect the club culture. Visit frequently. Present moments of truth first and have the members present it later. Present sessions that teach them how to have a quality club. Remember, your job is like an automatic transmission. You just indicate, but you do not push or drag, and you are not a dictator. These are the resources, and I'm going to give this presentation to Joel, and he can forward it to all of you. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a club coach, area director, division director, district, region, and the world leadership to raise a club, believe me or not. Everybody has a doctor in him or her. We just have to help it in its work. Who said that? Hippocrates. Fellow Toastmasters, if I have impressed on you the importance of being a club coach and a mentor, I will say I have satisfied my goal. Fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you very much. Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
The moments of truth is something that a lot of people do know about. It's a very valuable tool. But which is more effective from the very beginning, the troubleshooting guide, or maybe I'm looking at what time should I use each, the troubleshooting guide versus the moment of truth from a coach's perspective.
From the coach's perspective,
I'm just going into a club. Should I use the troubleshooting guide or the moments of truth?
Troubleshooting guide is for your own reference. You are not sharing it with anybody. You are just taking notes in that troubleshooting guide because it identifies to you what you are observing and where you think you need to work on in the club. Whereas the moments of truth helps the club know what their strengths are and where they have to improve. That is the difference. But you don't give this evaluation form to them in the beginning. You have it yourself.
Okay. So I'm still trying to figure out if I do the troubleshooting guide. Okay. So I know myself personally what needs to be worked on, based on a scale from 1 to 5 in a lot of different categories. But the moment of truth covers the same thing. But to clarify that, you're saying that the moments of truth is to let the club members know what needs to be worked on.
Correct. Because see, unless you cannot do it single-handedly, you cannot work on the thing. Say, hey, club, you have this problem, you have this problem. We are going to work on it. They are not going to buy it. They have to experience it. They have to understand that they have these challenges and they need to work on it. So you have to make them understand and realize. And moments of truth is a big tool to have. When they go through it, it takes about half an hour to do it properly, and I would encourage all of you to do it. And it also gives you credit for having done it. But the club members are doing it, actually, not you, because they are doing the different aspects. You are dividing the club members into groups, and each group is dealing with one of the objectives, 6 objectives, and then you are going to put them together and then offer comments how they can improve. And that is where your teaching part comes. And then after 6 months, let one of the club members present it, because I'm sure by the time somebody would have advanced to the next level, and that person can present the Moments of Truth module, and then the club can reassess and compare it with what happened 6 months before, and see that they have done, they have done what they were supposed to, they said they would do.
Okay, got it. Okay, so now I got it. Difference between troubleshooting that and when you...
It's like going to the doctor, and the doctor is giving you different tests, and then the doctor is talking to you about this, and then 6 months he's saying you do certain things, you exercise, you take care of your diet, and blah, blah, blah. And then after 6 months, when you go back to that person, if you have done all that and you see the results, but the doctor still asks you, did you do this? Did you do that? There's a questionnaire that they follow. So it's something like that, I would say.
Okay, I got it. Perfect. Now, the one thing I will say that, when you go to these trainings, and this is what I tell a lot of members, it's very important to go, especially to conferences and things like that, because a lot of times you be there and you're just talking to people. You can learn more just by talking to other members, just as you would at a training session. And when we were in South Carolina at the trio training, and something that you just said earlier, that for some reason I talked to the club growth director, I think it's District 84, maybe in the Atlanta area, and you talked about club presidents having to request a club coach. And I had always taken upon myself, like, oh my God, I got all these clubs that got 12 or less members. Me personally, I have to find club coaches for them. And he was saying, no, 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 no. They have to request help.
Yeah, but you also have to keep a set of volunteer club coaches and mentors ready with you. And you can do it if you do the club coach and mentoring workshop periodically, either during the TLI or separate, like you are doing now. I applaud you for doing this. I wish more people joined you, but that will help people to understand what it is to club coach and to mentor, and they have directions, clear directions. And so have the team ready, and then when a particular club president requests for club coach, look at the geographical location and match the person who lives in that geographical location and has volunteered to be a club coach.
Wow. Okay. Got it.
And very often you may find new people coming up. Then you conduct a training for them separately. With your knowledge, you help them.
Okay. If I'm quiet, that's because I'm taking notes.
And how about Greg? Greg, your microphone is muted.
Let me turn him on real quick. Greg, are you there? Greg. Yoo-hoo! guess he doesn't want to talk to us. Okay, so that's the only question that I have right now. I know we're running a little bit ahead of time, which is always good. I think this was actually a great session. I got a lot of value from it. And I know the coaches that will be listening, and as well as the mentors that will be listening to this at a later date will as well. So I don't see any more questions. So Subbi, thank you very much for taking time out on this beautiful Saturday to share your experience and your knowledge with us.
Thank you. Thank you for thinking about me to ask for it. And I would appreciate if you can send me a recording of this session.
I sure will. I will go ahead and convert it, and I will send it to you this afternoon.
Oh, hold on. Greg says I can't unmute.
I have him unmuted.
Yeah, Greg, you are unmuted. Just to talk.
Yeah, try talking.
And probably, press star. If you are using the phone, press *2 to unmute. Or if you are on the computer, look at the computer screen. It will have your microphone sign, which is in red. So if you click on it, it will become green.
It's green on my end.
Yeah, mine also. But probably his computer has muted him.
Ah, okay.
You are talking. Huh. How do we make Greg, Greg audible to us?
That's a good question. You say you're talking, but we can't hear you.
Greg, you can call me on my cell phone. It is 843-860-5352. 843-860-5352. Just call and I will put you on speaker. Yeah.
It's 843-860-5352.
Yeah.
Okay. You should have it. Well, while we're waiting on him to do that, I have another question for you. Is it a good practice, regardless of where you are?
Yeah, it's coming.
Strength and
hello
when it comes to.
Hi, Greg. Hold on. Yes, Greg.
I recently set up this computer, and apparently it's not here on my microphone.
So, what was your question, please?
I'm sorry?
What was your question?
I was going to ask, what are some suggestions to help get members of a small club involved in the community things, like going to TLI, going to contests, or visiting other clubs? That seems to be something that we're struggling with some of the daytime clubs that have the membership has really fallen off. It seems like the members of those kind of clubs, they think of Toastmasters as something they do at noon on certain days, and it starts at noon and it ends at 1, and we can't get them really involved in things outside of that time slot.
Yeah. What you can do is to talk to your area director, and the area director can devise some club events, area events in the mall or something like that, and that can create membership. And it is, that kind of thing also you can do. Plus, you can invite people from your own club, personal club, which is successful, to come with you as guests to the clubs that you are coaching. and have them participate in the meetings so that your club, Mentee Club, is observing what are the good practices. This way they can learn. And also you give a session on TLI and ask, and tell them, show them how you can, how they can improve by attending the TLI. So prepare a talk on TLI in a very entertaining way, and emphasize to them that TLI is not just for training the officers, but it is also for learning other things. And also they emphasize the interactive portion of the TLI, that you are meeting people from other clubs and you are learning good practices from them.
We are doing most of those things. For example, there's a kind of a small club here that 2 or 3 of the local Toastmasters will visit their club and help support. But my question is really more around how to get those members involved in doing things outside of their own club meeting time, like getting them to attend the conference or the local area contest or TLI. It seems like they'll only go to their meeting and won't do anything outside of that little meeting slot.
Do they participate in the contests?
No, they don't. That's my question. We can't get them to attend contests or the conferences or TLI.
So Joel, can you hear him?
Yes, I hear.
They'll show up at noon and leave at 1, but they don't want to do anything at any other time of the day or week.
You have to have a bait to it. Just sometimes, a meal will help. For example, pizza, have a pizza party with other clubs, just for fun. Your mother club and the other club, you can put them together and have a pizza event and let them visit the other club and see how they are doing things.
Okay.
So I'm sure, Joel, you can support me if I'm right. The district has a certain amount of funds to give you to help in these things.
Right. I know the district for Houston, Texas, and Dallas, I'm a member of their Facebook group, and they have so many things on the weekends that are fun. It can be a judge's training. It's not just your structured, TLIs or things like that. They get together on a regular basis just to have fun. So even though it may be the weekend, like on a Saturday morning, it's something that they know they can go to that's fun. I think a lot of times with the corporate clubs, it's so much is tied to work. Okay, which means that on the weekends, I want to break from work. I want to break from Toastmasters. However, if it was something that was fun where they can kind of let their hair down, so to speak, and have fun for a couple hours, they would be more enticed to go. Pizza parties, they always work. Everybody loves pizza.
Or even donuts, if it is in the morning or like that. And
can't forget about the donuts. You can't forget the donuts, and you can't forget the cookies.
Yeah, a sweet tooth, always helps.
Right. Yeah, but the key to that for me is making sure that it.
Ramesh, do you have a question? You can type it in the chat box.
Yeah.
If you do.
Yeah. Joel, he is going to type the questions in the chat box.
Okay.
If you have a question. Ramesh, to get to the chat box, you click the little cloud, the little caption.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, we're at the end right now. I don't know how much time Subbi has. Did you want to take a few more questions?
Sure, I can.
Okay, I can make it real easy and just unmute. Well, no, I thought I could unmute Ramesh.
Yeah, you have not unmuted Ramesh. I think is caller 01. His is showing, is calling from a phone. So Ramesh, can you talk? Greg, should I disconnect you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so you want to enter your message on the chat box?
Well, I didn't have a message. I was asking Ramesh if he had one.
Hey Subbi, this is Mohammed. How are you doing?
Hello, Mohammed. How are you?
I am doing fine, thank you. Did the call start at 11 Eastern Time or Central Time?
It started 11 Eastern time.
Okay. I'm not sure if other members will join now because the email said 11 a.m.
Really?
on Saturday. Okay. There was no time zone, so I just assumed it was 11 Central.
So I don't mind giving the thing again, or Joel, do you mind playing the talk again to them?
Not at all. Not at all. And what I would do is I would just go ahead and edit it.
Yeah.
And we'll just keep the second session.
Yeah, because people are attending now, joining now. There are so I think to be fair to them, I will stay with you and answer their questions at the end of the session.
I think this is why you're the top regional advisor on the planet.
Yeah, this is Ramesh. I had the same issue. I joined at 11.
Thanks a lot for all the questions.
Thank you, Subbi.
Okay, Subbi's gracious enough to run through the power slides again. So what I'm going to do, we're going to basically do the whole thing all over again. So what I'm going to do is put everybody on mute. And if you do have any questions while they're fresh in your mind, go ahead and type them into the chat box. And if for some reason she covers a lot of information. So if for some reason that she doesn't answer your question during the presentation, I'll go ahead and I'll ask her, or maybe I'll just take you off of mute depending on how many folks that we have. And we'll just go ahead and get those questions answered at the end. Okay. So with that, Subbi, it's all yours. Yeah. Go ahead and take it away.
The taped message, my taped talk.
I'm sorry?
You have my taped talk, so you can play it back to them.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got it. Just go and do the replay. Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
I can watch the chat box and keep answering to their questions.
Okay, let's see. Now I'm stumped. Now I'm stumped. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.